So my name is Nina, and I am from Chicago, Baltimore, but I currently live in Los Angeles. And the social work that I want to focus on is definitely more towards the therapy route. And the reason why I came to this conclusion is because I had worked as a social worker in several different settings in the past few years. I worked with the houseless population back in Chicago, and I worked at a regional center here in California. And what I realized was the clerical aspect, billing, punching, and all that stuff, which was a huge component of the job that I was doing at the moment, was not my strong suit. But what I truly derived much enjoyment from was talking to my clients, getting to know their story, being able to assess what they needed, resources there. So that kind of led to me realizing that I think I want to be a therapist, but I'm very open to different possibilities, as ultimately I just want to work with people. So that's why I chose social work. And also I believe that environmental factors have a huge influence on us. So let's see, identify what helped. So it's actually two things. So first was the APA link, just because it's been years since I had to write a paper in APA format. So that was tricky, and I definitely needed to brush up on that. So that was really helpful. And then the second one that was really helpful was actually the social media checklist, because it actually asked me to Google myself, and I'm overall pretty quiet on the internet. I don't really have much social media, and if I do, I have it on the most private setting. And when I Googled myself, I was able to find my address, my relative's address, and all the previous address that I've ever lived at. And those were on these database websites where they can collect our information. So I was able to figure out how to take that down on these websites. So that was really helpful, because I would have not known that my information was lingering around like that. And then as for the professional quality of life checklist, so first on the compassion scale, I rated 42, which is right on the precipice of high, which makes sense to me, as the compassion, I would consider my compassion to be my strong suit, but I can see how that contributes to my next score, which is the burnout scale. And I got 35, which falls on the moderate rating. And for that, I'm currently not working. I actually took work off in order to focus on school fully, and now I'm just working part-time. So my burnout is actually at a much more calm level. But I think we all can attest that there's a lot of organizations that aren't getting the funding they need, and that there's a huge demand. And the places that I was working at, we were understaffed, underpaid, and my caseload was supposed to be at 60 and legally, and we were serving 100 people. So burnout was inevitable. So that's also why I wanted to go into the therapy route, because I knew it was something that I could balance out more with my life and be able to give what I have, and not give this withered, worn out version of me. And then as for the secondary traumatic stress scale, I had 23, which is moderate. I think when I was younger, definitely, because I was answering this with a lot of reflection. And I think when I was younger and I started out, I was much more impacted, but as the years went on, I definitely learned how to separate boundaries, and I was able to go home and sleep at night and be like, okay, that's work and this is home. So I would say moderate. It's good and accurate depending where I am in my life, but overall I hope to get it to a more lower end as I continue to work. But yeah, that's it. Okay, thank you.